Hi, you're a little low. Let's fix that. And focus. Okay, now we're ready. So last month, I was less than impressed with my ability to read the books on my unread TBR and with how many library books I had read instead. And this month, I have done a lot better about reading the books that I already own. Yay. Unfortunately, I am not good at balance. I can either read my unread TBR or I can read my library books. I'm not good at equally splitting my time between both. So because I have been doing such a good job of reading off of my unread TBR, I have a lot of library books checked out at the moment. And I need to read some of them. So the project in this vlog is to get through as many of my library checkouts as humanly possible within 1 week. And to make it a little bit easier to do that, I am also going to be taking this week off from podcasts because usually I am a big podcast listener and I am always trying to split my time between audiobooks and podcasts. And so in the interest of getting shit done this week, I'm going to ignore my podcasts. So let's go through all the choices. I have this big stack of physical books. I have some ebooks checked out on my Kobo, and I have some audiobooks checked out. And I do have a couple of double ups where I have the physical book or the ebook and the audiobook as well, which is helpful. So let's do the physical books first. So I have The Fake Mate by Ilana Ferguson, which I think this is like a werewolf paranormal romance, like disguised as a contemporary romance, and I've heard good things, so I'm interested. I also, to go along with that, I have Bride. I also have the audiobook for this. I have not read Ali Hazelwood yet, because I haven't really been interested in her contemporary romances, but all the things I've heard about her contemporary romances, like the tropes she uses, the language she uses, the type of heroes she writes, the type of heroines she writes, if that language and those archetypes are ever going to work for me, it's going to be in a paranormal romance with werewolves. So we'll see, but it will be my first Ali Hazelwood. The Saint of Bright Doors. This is a Nebula shortlist book. I think it's also on the Hugo shortlist, which I have not started any of my award season book projects because I'm just so not excited about the books that are on the list that I have been dragging my feet and haven't wanted to do it. So I'm hoping maybe if I pick this up and like it, it will be the forward momentum I need to get those projects moving along. I also have I Keep My Exoskeletons to Myself by Marissa Crane. I also have this on audio from the library, and this was in the Goodreads Choice Awards for science fiction. I don't even remember what it's about, but I remember like seeing the cover and liking the title, and at the time the synopsis sounded interesting, but now I can't remember what the synopsis is, so we'll find out together. I might not get to this one, and this will be okay if I don't get to it, but I have The Weavers of Alamaxa by Hadir Elspy. This is the sequel to The Daughters of Izdihar, which I read last year, which was not my favorite, but I did like it, and it's only a duology, and I kind of want to see. And then I still have Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong checked out, which is the second book in the These Violence Delights duology, which I loved, and I need to finish it, and I keep putting it off because I'm weird. So those are the physical books, and then on the Libby app I have Girly Drinks checked out, the audiobook, which is a nonfiction about a history of women and alcohol in the world, and I haven't read a nonfiction for like a week and a half. I also have the ebook for Chain Gang All-Stars by Nana Kwama Ejebrenya, and I have that on audio as well through Libro FM. And then I have both the audiobook and the ebook of Dark Star Burning Ash Falls White by Amelie Wen Zhao. I read Song Like Silver, Flame Like Night last year when it first came out, and this is the second book. And I actually started that on my Kobo last night. I read the prologue and the first chapter. So that's what I have started. No, I guess I just read the prologue. I didn't start the first chapter yet. Anyways, this is the sequel. I don't remember a thing that happened in book one. Other than that, there was a boy and a girl, and there was magic, and there's demon gods, and it has to do with colonialism, and yeah, that's all I got for you. So wish me luck. This is the one I'm starting with. It's probably not. I'm probably also going to start Girly Drinks since I already have a physical copy, and I'm trying to go in order of when they are due back. So this ebook is due back really soon, and then Girly Drinks is the audiobook that is due back the soonest. So that's what we're starting with. That's how it's gonna go. Wish me luck. Let's see how much I can get done in 7 days. I forgot to update you all yesterday, but it's Wednesday. I am exhausted from yesterday. I overdid it activity-wise. I was trying to manufacture energy because I was tired, and in trying to manufacture energy, I went overboard. I just did too much, and now I am exhausted. I feel a little bit hungover from too much activity yesterday. So I'm trying to take it easy for today. I just got home from work. I am not going to work out today. Absolutely not. And I think I'm just going to have like a really chill, like 2.5 hour readathon before I have to go pick up E from school. But I am reading my library books. I did read a lot yesterday, so that was good. I am over 50% of the way through Girly Drinks. This is one where I own a physical copy, but I have the audio out from the library. This is A World History of Women and Alcohol, and it is so freaking good. Audio is excellent. Content's amazing. I am loving the heck out of it. It is thoroughly riveting. It's so interesting. It also makes me so mad. She goes back basically to Mesopotamia, and then through one influential woman at a time takes you through the history of alcohol throughout the world and women's history with the making of alcohol and the distribution of alcohol, and then how men in the patriarchy ruin it for everybody, basically. So I love it, but makes me mad at the same time. But it's one of those nonfiction where I am picking it up instead of my fiction book because I find it so interesting and so well done. So if you're looking for a very specific history deep dive, so far I would highly recommend this because I'm enjoying it so much. Like easily 5-star nonfiction. And then on my Kobo, I am reading, such a long title, Dark Star Burning Ash Falls White by Emily Wen Zhao. This is the sequel to Song of Silver Flame Like Night, which came out last year. This is a YA fantasy. I believe it's a duology. I believe this is the last book. Won't I be surprised if it ends in a cliffhanger. And I think I briefly went over this one already. I'm 34% of the way through this. The ebook is due back in 2 days, so I definitely need to prioritize this one today. I'm gonna be honest, this one is ending up to be like a little bit of a popcorn read where I'm reading it, I'm really liking it. Like, I'm liking the writing, I like the characters, I like the plot, I like this world that has been built, but God, I am retaining 0% of what I'm taking in. And there's part of me that feels like, well, is it really good? Is it actually a good book if I'm not retaining anything? Am I a good reader if I'm not retaining anything? Like, what does it say if it's just like going one in one ear and out the other ear? But was it Mara who talked about this in one of her recent videos? I'm trying to take the mindset of that it's like a movie, because you know there are some of those movies where you watch them and you know you might be like getting on your phone a lot or you're distracted, and so you're watching the movie and you're having a good time, but you're not maybe necessarily like as invested as maybe somebody else would be, or as maybe the filmmaker would have wanted you to be. But like you're still consuming it and you're still having a good time, and it's not like once the movie is over you go back and go, oh well, I didn't really watch the movie because I didn't retain anything from it. Like, no, you still watch the movie. So I'm trying to think of this book as like the book form of watching that kind of movie. So like I'm having a good time. It's good content. Like it's keeping me entertained, but yeah, it's not a ding dang thing is sticking in my brain, which I think is more of where I am right now, just in terms of this week and where my exhaustion level is like and what the amount of brain cells I have is like. But I'm really liking it. Just please don't ask me to tell you what has happened or what it's about or anything. There are demon gods, which I've told you already. Everything I've told you before is still the same. but I'm having a good time, and that's all that matters. I have yet to touch an actual physical book from the library. I didn't bring my phone out here with me, so I can't tell you which book is due back next. I should probably pick up Bride sooner rather than later, because I know I cannot renew that. And that audiobook I think is also due pretty soon. So I think the plan today is I'm gonna listen to more of this on audio. I am not a jigsaw puzzle person. I desperately want to be. I think jigsaw puzzle in an audiobook sounds like the best time. I want to be that person so bad, but jigsaw puzzles stress me out so much. So much. But I got a little baby 300-piece jigsaw puzzle from my library, and I'm going to start small and see if I can train my brain to like jigsaw puzzles. So the plan for this next little bit of the afternoon is to have lunch, pour some more coffee down my throat and see if that helps, and listen to my audiobooks, because I would like to get at least one more chapter listened to in Girly Drinks. And I think this next chapter is like an hour on audio, but I'm listening to it sped up, so it's maybe like 30 or 40 minutes on audio. And then I'm at 34%. See if I can get to 50% of this today. That feels ambitious, but I'm gonna do my best and we'll see what happens. Finished Girly Drinks, and I think I'm giving it a 4.5-star rating. It didn't keep that like 5-star feel the whole time, and I'm so sorry that my 5 stars are based on feels and not facts. So I can't give you a breakdown of what was not said or what was said that kept it from being a 5. In the tradition of most women-centric books, this is largely focused on cis women, though towards the end, like as we got into the 21st century, Mallory O'Mara did start to talk about trans women in the bar-keeping, alcohol-making community, but it is largely cis women focused. But I found it so interesting. The whole thing, absolutely fascinating. Also absolutely enraging in just the way like women have been infantilized and forced out of drinking spaces, even though women are largely the ones making alcohol. I mean, historically, not in, post-industrial revolution like the United States, but in medieval times, and even a little bit into the Victorian era, like, are the ones like making alcohol at home, or are the ones buying alcohol for the household. And just the way they've been like pushed out of those spaces by men is infuriating. But this was so good, so I highly recommend it. And I so wish my memory was a still trap and not a leaky boat, because I would love to be able to just pull out facts from this book during, not that I have many opportunities, that's not the word I want, but for small talk. But if I was ever in a small talk situation between this and Raw Dog by Jamie Loftus, man, if I would be a menace in small talk situations. But I just wish I could remember all these facts. Maybe someday I'll compile all my favorite facts from my very specific, weird nonfiction books on like note cards, and I'll just study them and memorize them, and then and this was good. Read it. I highly recommend it. I did reach my goal yesterday. I got 57% of the way into Dark Star Burning Ash Falls White. I do kind of want to start another book though, because now that I finished Girly Drinks, I don't have a physical book, and I don't only want to read on my Kobo. That's not really my jam. However, I don't really know which book I'm in the mood to pick up next. So I think I might let a spinning wheel pick my next read, just because I'm not sure what I want to read next. But I am very, very tired. Today, our weather, we had all this gorgeous weather earlier this week, and now it's rainy and overcast again today, and it's just kind of sapped my energy. Also, it's my like most demanding teaching day, so I'm kind of low energy from this morning, but I have one more class to go teach this afternoon, so I have to rally the energy some way. But because it was so cloudy today in my class earlier today, we were talking about how it was a good hot cocoa day, and so then I built an obstacle course for the kids based on pretending to be marshmallows, jumping into hot cocoa and like going up through the straw. And anyways, it was a good time. We all had fun with that. So I'm trying to think if I can like do something similar for my dance class this afternoon, but I don't know what that'll look like yet. We'll see if I can figure it out in like the next hour and a half, because that's how long I have until I have to go teach that particular class. But anyways, let's pick my next book. Also, I am still really liking this one. Don't wake up. Stay asleep. I am still really liking this one. I am still really liking this one. But I continue to not be able to retain a ding ding thing. But there's lots of action. It's moving really fast. I finally get the Pokemon thing that people were saying. I watched a couple of reviews of the first one where people were saying that it's kind of like Pokemon, and I was like, why is it like Pokemon? And now I get it, because they gotta catch them all. I got there. But yeah, let's pick my next book. Okay, my husband's currently on a work call where my library books are, and I don't want to go interrupt. So I just pulled up my library app, and I have currently 6 books checked out from the library that I haven't read yet, and they're just in order. So I'm just gonna set up a number wheel because I like I like the wheels better, and we'll just do 1 through 6, and whatever number it gets that corresponds with that book is the one I'll read. Here we go. That was so obnoxiously loud. I'm so sorry. Number 1. We did it. So let's go back. All right. Number 1 is Our Violet Ends by Chloe Gong. That is perfect because I've had that checked out for forever. It's renewed 2 times. My limit is 3 times. And I've really been wanting to finish that duology, so that is a good choice. I also do have access to this one on audio as well, because the audio books are on Hoopla. Yay, that worked out. Okay, cool. I probably won't update again today, just because we've got a busy rest of the afternoon because I have to work, and then my youngest is going to a birthday party for one of their friends, and we just got stuff going on, and I am gonna try to go to bed early tonight because I did not sleep well last night because my twins sabotaged me. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Also, tomorrow's my day off. Yay! Okay. Hello friends! Okay, it's Friday. However, my day off has not gone how I had anticipated. My oldest ended up getting the stomach bug that's going around and was sick a couple times last night, and so obviously is home from school for the day, but luckily like my husband is already also working from home, so I can leave her and do some things. But I dropped the youngest off at school this morning, went home, and I have been on a clean all the things binge all morning. So I super cleaned both of the bathrooms. I had to clean the carpet, and yeah, just trying to get stuff done. I finished that puzzle, so yay me. And then I just swung by the library really fast to pick up some holds, and now I'm gonna go into the gym, and then I'm gonna go home and keep taking care of her. But I picked up Merry Little Meet Cute, which is for a vlog that you will see sometime in May. Get a little teaser for that. And then I did pick up a physical copy of Dark Star Burning Ash Falls White. I have 2 chapters left, and I picked up a physical copy so I could have it for my April wrap up, because I hate having to put the picture of the book into the screens. If I can have a physical copy to hold up, I'd rather do that. So I did get a physical copy. This is so pretty. I love all these colors. And then I got another little 300-piece puzzle since that first one went so well. So yeah, and there are people. So I'm gonna go to the gym, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, I finished it while I was at the gym. Color me surprised, I did not see myself finishing this book today. I thought it would for sure take me until tomorrow. But man, the end of this book is just like action, 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 action. Like you just go from one thing to the other. It's so fast-paced, which I loved. If you are also wanting more fast-paced fantasy, because I feel like we have a lot of slow burn fantasy going on right now, which is fine. Definitely has its moment, but I have also definitely been craving something faster paced and a little bit more high octane, and I think this duology like 100% delivers. Also, it is 100% a duology, which is good, because I got nervous that I've been saying a duology and it was probably going to turn out to be a trilogy, and then I'd look dumb, but it's not. I'm not. It is a duology, and I like this so much. And what did I give? Hold please. Let's see what I gave the first book. Just for reference purposes, I gave Song of Silver, oh my god, these titles. Song of Silver Flame Like Night 4.2 stars. And I'll be honest, I am waffling in between like a 4.25 and a 4.5, even though I definitely like did not have a sticky brain while reading this book. Everything was very slippery. It was really fun, and the writing is good, and I like the characters, and there's a romance in this duology that is so romantic and is very like quietly Lizzie and Mr. Darcy coded, and it was just so nice. It was such a good time. I'm doing sprints with Liv and I'm watching sprints with Liv, and I just realized I didn't mute the sound, so you're probably hearing all those gentle nature noises. But anyways, yeah, so the romance in here is like kind of Lizzie Darcy coded in a really like lovely, very subtle way. Like I didn't really clock it until partway through this book. If you're a smarter person than I am, a more observant reader, you may clock it sooner than I did. This is such a good duology. I really like it. There is like one kind of sort of steamy scene in this one, but it felt appropriate for the age group that this is intended for. But yeah, it's good. I'm so happy. Yay! Yay for finishing series. Yay for finishing fun books. This was a good time. I do have to say, as much as I really liked our main characters, there is a secondary character in here named Delia. I should know this because Amelie Wen Zhao loves nothing more than saying this character's whole ding dang name every time she was on the page. Oh my gosh, I like at one point was like, if I have to see her name, not only her full name but also her full like title in her clan, because it was constant. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But also that character is low-key like the best character in this series. She like, I was just so excited every time she was on page because she's so serious and so cutthroat in the best way. God, now I can't remember her name. Which is ridiculous because I swear, like I could have turned it into either like a bingo board or like a drinking game for how many times her full name was going to be in this book. As if we could forget her. As if we were not going to remember her from the last time she was on page, because she's so awesome. Anyways, so I finished that in the middle of my workout. So I did start the audiobook for Our Violent Ends, and this one also starts off with action. I love it. I love it. I'm very happy to be back in this alternate historical Shanghai, and I'm really excited to see where we go in this one. And it starts about 4 months after These Violent Delights ends, and where Juliet is at a movie, like an English movie that's being shown in Shanghai. and she's there with her cousin because her father wanted her to go and talk to a merchant. And while they're at the movie, like while the movie's playing, somebody tries to shoot the merchant, and Juliet, from her seat up in the balcony of the movie theater, tries to shoot the assailant, and Roma sees her and then like shoots at her, and then she tries to run, and he's just cornered her in the stairwell. So we'll see where that's gonna go. But there's a moment where it's the first time Juliet's seen Roma since the first book ended, so it's been 4 months, and she's talking about how he went from being like this slouchy, purposefully sloppy boy, and now he looks all business and like he is to be taken seriously. And things, I don't know what it is about that like switch that works for me, but oh my god, it works for me. I swooned so hard and nothing even happened. She's just talking about the differences she's noticed, and Juliet may not be swooning, but girl, I will swoon for her. It was so good. I'm so excited to be back in this world. Okay, I need to go check on my kid, and then if she's good, I'm gonna do some more reading because I gotta go pick up my youngest from school in like less than 30 minutes. So let's do some reading. I just got off work and it's Indie Bookstore day. So we're gonna go into my Indie Bookstore, look around, see if there's anything I wanna get. I don't really have anything on my wish list. I'm also exhausted from teaching because I taught extra today and the weather's horrible. And I don't know if I'll film in the bookstore. It might be crowded. If it's crowded, I won't, but let's go at least like soak up the Indie Bookstore vibes. All right, success. I grabbed To Shape a Dragon's Breath. This has kind of been on my radar for a while, that this is similar to Fourth Wing. Like if you're looking for like a dragon school setting, but aren't like wanting a romantasy, that this has similar vibes, but is more like fantasy. And this is also on the short list for the Nebulas for their YA and middle grade, which I'm giving a lot of side eye because A, this is published by Del Rey, who does not do children's lit as far as I know. And also this was 100% shelved in the adult section. So just because the main character is 15 does not mean the book is for 15-year-olds. Just saying, just putting that out there. So I do really want to read this. I am doubting the intelligence of whoever is on the committee that chooses books for the Nebula. And yeah, that's all I will say about that. But I got my book. It also was used, which is nice. I wasn't wanting to really spend like a ton of money, so it was $9. It's in pretty good condition, so I'll take that as a win. But now it's like 2 o'clock. I need to go home and have lunch, and I think my husband needs to go into his work this afternoon, so I gotta go tap him out. And then ideally I will read more because I love Chloe Gung's writing so much. Also, I almost bought Foul Lady Fortune, which is book 1 in another duology, but in reading the synopsis, I think I spoiled myself for something that's going to happen in Our Violent Ends, because I didn't realize that other series follows a secondary character from this series. Whoops. I almost bought it too. If they had Our Violent Ends, I probably would have bought a copy, because I did buy These Violent Delights because I loved it so much. And even though I'm reading a library copy of Our Violent Ends, I will probably buy a finished copy when I'm done with it. A trophy book, if you will, because I did read it this morning and I was loving it so much. Oh my God, it just makes me feel things. And I love it. Okay, let's go eat some food though. Happy Sunday, everyone. I am here to close out this vlog
I am 60% of the way through Our Violent Ends. I did hope I would finish this book in this vlog, but that was probably overly optimistic considering this book is like just shy of 500 pages. And I have kind of been slacking on my reading the last few days. I don't know. I was doing so good at the beginning of the week and then my attention span just got away from me. But tomorrow is Monday and I'm starting a new video tomorrow, and so I'm hoping I can use that to just kind of recenter everything. But I do still feel like I was successful this week. I did read Girly Drinks and that was a 4.5. I read Emily Wen Zhao book. I wish that title was shorter. Dark Star Burning Ash Falls White, maybe? And that was a 4.25, I think is what I ended up giving it. And then this one, this is not a 5-star. I will be shocked. I have been loving this. I went on a full joyful rant to my husband last night talking about all the things I love about this book, how good the tension is between Roma and Juliet, how much I love the world building. I just, I love it. I love it. And I wish I got as excited about contemporary adult romance or even historical adult romance as I got about YA romance. I don't know what the way I feel about Roma and Juliet, I wish I felt like that every time I picked up a romance. It's such a good feeling. But, oh well, at least I'm having those feelings for this. Thank you for joining me on this video. I hope you had a good time. I hope it was entertaining. I don't know. This is I don't know how to outro my videos type of day, so I'll just say thanks for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Bye!